everybody, want to wheeze them here. My apologies, the pool table's still kind of in. We just built a computer mode, so I've got some parts strung around and the Skylander's pushed back and all kinds of crazy stuff. But for this video, I busted out some of the classic Amiibo here. And again, I got into these on day one. I picked up Villager and Wii Fit Trainer and had access to Ike and all kinds of crazy stuff. Way back, I think it was November 2014, and nobody, I guess people were buying them, but I mean day one, no one had bought them. I went out there and free reign, if you will. So we've amassed quite a few, but these are the ones I wanted out for this video. So we've got Bowser from the Mario Party series, which to date, that's pretty much the greatest Amiibo ever. So we'll keep it in place. We've got the Target exclusive here in the US, Dr. Mario. Up on the top, we got Mario Party Mario and Luigi. Down below, we've got their Smash Bros. Alternatives, if you will. Over there, you've got the Smash version of Bowser, which again, his Mario Party version just beats that one in my opinion. So, and then down here, it took me a while to find this guy. I couldn't figure out where I had it because I was very proud of it. I'm a big fan of it. It turns out it was just on the pool table, and I went through every single case where I have the Amiibo. I was even checking in some Skylander cases I've got. Finally found him on the pool table, just a few inches away. So here it is, though. This is the Retro Mario, the classic color, if you will. And it's got the green warp pipe here. Super Mario Bros. 30th anniversary there on the casing. And it's kind of like the traditional Jumpman pose, if you will, just in our 8-bit color scheme from the NES days. So finally, I ordered this thing. I was out of town over Thanksgiving and Black Friday, so I couldn't go to a Walmart. When I got back, none of my local Walmarts had them in stock, even though everybody I know told me that they picked them up at their local Walmarts, either, Thanksgiving night, Black Friday, and they said how tons and tons and tons of these there were. Apparently it didn't happen here, and I've not seen them restocked in my local area, so I resorted to Walmart.com. And I guess once they bred some ponies and raised them up to be thoroughbreds and hitched them to the wagons, they got it to me. It took like 3 weeks, I kid you not. And it finally came in. I've been wanting to unbox this guy for a while, trying to figure out, there's the knife we need. So this is it. This is a Walmart exclusive here in the US, which that's a bit unfortunate because I don't have good luck with that store. I really don't. But right there, you've got the 30th anniversary Super Mario Bros. Logo. And the other thing, online, they limit you to 3. And I wanted 4. And I have zero intentions of reselling any of them. One of them is going to be opened and placed into a case to be a bookend. One of them I want to keep sealed. Then a third one I was going to give to my nephew. And then the fourth one was, if I liked the bookends, I was going to go ahead and replicate it so I could have, the 2 stacked. I'll show you here in a second. But nonetheless, that's kind of annoying. So I still kind of need one more, but I don't have to have it. And right now, I don't really have the cash to justify picking up a 4th. But here it is. This is the moment we have all been waiting for. At least I have. Most of you have probably already seen this guy out of the packaging. I have not. This will be my first time. But coming around over here to the back side, that's our NFC area on the Wii U gamepad. If you got the new Nintendo 3DS, you can drop it down. If you got an old school 3DS like myself, you need that little NFC reader, which is about $19.99. So there's the box art there. You get the super power up. Use this Amiibo figure in Super Mario Maker 2, super power up, and bust blocks. So this is one of those ones. I still don't have Super Mario Maker, but this is one of those Amiibo. It's just cool, especially if you're like me. You grew up with Mario. The NES to date is yet to change. I've played a lot of good games in the last several years, but my personal favorite game of all time remains Super Mario World. So it's a big deal for me, and the 30th anniversary, I've been here for all of them. So good times. We're gonna go ahead. The reason you have to open this, you can reseal it pretty easily if you wanted to, but the reason you do need to open it if you intend to use it is because of this little piece here, this little cardboard foiled piece. And most people, though, for whatever reason, don't use their Amiibo. They just hang them on their wall. And I don't quite understand that. That's a lot of money to invest in like a $15 for 6 square inches of wallpaper. That's You can get some nice wallpaper for that kind of money, but wallpaper sucks. You should just use paint, because if you ever decide to take wallpaper down, you'll understand where I'm coming from. So we're going to pop this back. Cool thing with all Amiibo, they just slide right out like butter. Again, that pesky little thing right there is why you can't read them through the packaging. So, advantage Skylanders. But let's go ahead and snap this back into place. We'll slide this, actually, just to make it legit, so you know you can do it if you want to. And of course, just take more time, use a better knife, or supply some heat, whatever you need to do. But if you were to reseal it like that, so you could have it on display in its original packaging, and have it functional, that's all you have to do. Just again remove that, but it seals up quite nicely again, so I don't have to worry about that. I have one that will be sealed. I guess 3 is an okay number. 1 is loose on display, 1 is sealed because it's awesome, and then 1 I give to my nephew, and he can do whatever he wants with his. So here it is, though. Pretty dadgum cool. Again, obviously it's the exact same structure, at least I think it is. We'll try to compare them. It's 8-bit Mario, but it's in the modern color scheme, right? So instead of just like the red and brown and yellow color scheme, we've got the brighter yellow, we've got the white patch on the hat and the gloves, we've got the brown boots, we've got the blue overalls, bit brighter shade of red there, we've got the black mustache, black eyes. And coming around, the stand is still clear, but so that hasn't changed. And again, right there, Super Mario Bros. 30th is what's written there. You got the Amiibo logo in place, right, like so. And here they are, side by side. Let's talk about a thumbnail there, shall we? So again, for me, I know a lot of people, it's like, oh, that's... And it's weird, because even the people I know that are into Amiibo, they're like, yeah, I don't really like that one. And I'm like, how can you say that? You know, I don't know. I'm assuming they must be younger than me or something. But again, I mean, this is what I grew up on, with Super Mario Bros. On the NES. 1 year for Christmas, since we're on Christmas Eve now, 23rd, still to me, because the sun hasn't come up for Christmas Eve to officially commence. Woohoo! But I remember my sister and I got the NES, the original Nintendo Entertainment System, but that's not all. It was a bundle. And what it came with, we got the Zapper to play Duck Hunt, and we got the Power Pad to play world-class track meets. And like so many Nintendo peripherals that have so much potential, the only other game we ever had that we could do anything at all with the Power Pad was Dance Dance Aerobics, and that was the name. It was Dance Dance Aerobics. So lots of good times on the old NES, though, my sister and I. Again, and it was all the games were on the one cartridge. And in recent years, they've come out with all these stories and videos how blowing in your cartridge doesn't really help. My foot, I was there. These people are coming out with this stuff. They didn't live through the times I lived through, and I guarantee you blowing on the cartridge helped. But then we got Super Mario Bros. 2. We got ice hockey. I actually like ice hockey so well. When Club Nintendo went out, I actually picked it up. And I suck at it now, but I used to be very, very good at it. And then let's see, Tecmo 92. We logged a ton of time on that. My sister played a lot of Tetris as well. That was never really my game. I kind of gravitated more towards Tecmo. I tell you what. I was pretty young at the time, but if there would have been like a Tecmo basketball tournament, I would have destroyed everyone. Just give me the Bulls and I'll get, Paxson and Pippen when I steal them in, and I just dished it to Horace Grant and Michael Jordan. Like I said, the reason I remember all this stuff is because it was a good time. I grew up with the NES, literally. So where some people are like, oh, that's a hideous Amiibo, I don't want it. No, to me, I don't care. Actually, to me, it's not hideous. It looks freaking cool, and I still don't know where that criticism comes from. I think it's awesome, and again, just like when we opened up the previous, the snow globe, if you didn't watch that video, watch it, because that thing can, like, burn your house down. It's crazy. Anyway, I'm going to try that, I think. Maybe over the break, my nephew and I can try to set fire to some things using only a snow globe. Again, check that video out. It is quite hilarious, I must say. But, like I said, I mean, I guess, have a different affinity for this stuff because of when I grew up and, the times and experiences I had with it. So, a lot of the games we played were rented. You could rent games back in the day, like locally from a video store. They had VHS tapes that I didn't care about, but they had games that I did care about. We'd go in and we'd get like the Flintstones and the Dick Tracy game. I was thinking of that recently. Paperboy, we never owned that, but we rented it quite a bit. What else? Oh, the 7-Up game. That was a classic one. I also spent a lot of time on the Ninja Turtle game, but I can never get past, like, when you first get the turtle wagon, you know? Every once in a while I could get through that dam level. It's a dam level. It's hard to explain. There's electric seaweed, and anyway, then you get out and you get the turtle wagon, and I never could figure out what you're supposed to do. And some friend of mine had like a Nintendo Power. This is before the internet, and you couldn't just like watch somebody's video or something. And it like explained it, and I was like, that does not work, man. So one of these days, if I get free time, and that's a virtual console game, I'm gonna have to revisit that. I'd like to win it out. But anyway, back at hand here. Obviously, if you think, man, this is so off topic, it's really not, because seeing this, Amiibo, it brings back those memories to me. And that's why it was important to me enough to buy 3 of them, even though I wanted 4. They wouldn't, I don't understand that either. They let you buy 3, but not the 4th one. Yeah, I don't know. Seems like an odd cutoff. 5, I would understand, but 2, yes, but if you're going to do 3, it seems like you should do 4 as your cutoff. I don't know. Anyway, what I want to showcase here, and my plans, and why I wanted to have 4, it would be I have 1 sealed of each, my nephew gets 1 of each, and then if this didn't suck, which it does not, it's actually pretty cool. We just unboxed this thing. What I plan to do is have these as bookends, right? And that way it would kind of keep these minty clean for us. That snaps into place oh so nicely. And then we simply put this over it. And there we go. That is pretty awesome in my book. I don't know about you, but I think it's worthwhile. And what I was thinking I would do is I would have retro, Mario over here on the shelf, and then we'd have our second case over here with modern color Mario in it. And essentially, they would be bookends for me. And then I thought, okay, but I have a taller shelf, and if I could actually use them there, they'd be a little higher up on display, easier to see. But on this side, I would have like retro on top, modern down below, and then flip it on the other side. And I just thought it'd be a really cool setup. But I think I will pick up at least 1 more of these little display cases, and it'll be for this guy right here, because these honestly, to me, they're just kind of nostalgic. They bring back a lot of good memories. So, but here's what it looks like in the case, at least our retro Mario there. Let's go ahead and open that up. And since the video was about this guy here, I'll go ahead and put him in place. So again, the way this works, you just take the base, you slide it in, you snap it, and in the way these work out, it's perfect fit because it just puts you right at the warp pipe. It's almost like they were designed around these two. But we'll put that in place, and boom, we've got an instant display case. Again, $7.99-ish, $9.99-ish locally is the price for these display cases. Not bad. I'm not going to do it for the whole collection. I would go broke, or more broker. I know that's not a word, but that's essentially what would happen. But for these 2 right here, I can totally justify picking another one up, and that's what we're going to do. They'll probably become a fixture on the pool table for unboxings, even Skylander stuff. That's how much I like these, and again, it's just nostalgic memories that they bring back for me. So I'm sure some of you can relate to that. Some of you are probably like, oh, this is ridiculous. I should have quit watching this 10 minutes ago. But for those of you that are still watching, like, yeah, this guy knows what he's talking about. Probably grew up when I did, have a lot of the same memories. Even if you didn't grow up with the NES, maybe it was the Super Nintendo, maybe it was the Nintendo 64. Some of you have said it's been the GameCube. And at this point in time, believe it or not, some of you might have grown up with the Wii. And kind of look back on that and be like, yeah, that was good times, because you go back 06, somebody that had that maybe when they were 4 or 5 years old, they could be 12, 14, 15 now. So you never know. They might be sitting there playing their Call of Duty and say, man, I remember when I first got Super Mario Galaxy. So and that's what's important. Those are the things you remember as a kid. So I remember it quite vividly. And of course, Mario and Nintendo was at the center of a lot of good memories for me. So this case right here, though, I have to say I do kind of like it. And if there's ever one that's really, really cool or something, we'll pick it up. But for now, the case will be limited to these 2. I'll go ahead and get another one of these. I might buy it local, just so I don't have to deal with shipping. I'm very burned out on shipping with the computer and Christmas presents and the 3-month transit times from Walmart. And Toys R Us on stuff. So nonetheless, I will quit rambling, but you did get a good look at this guy. I think it's pretty cool. He looks good in the display case as well. And that is about all she wrote. So that's my plan, though, is to use these guys as bookends. I think it's going to be cool. And awesome people that come over and see that will be like, wow, you know, that's really cool. What is that? And if they're not still playing Nintendo, I'll explain to them what an Amiibo is and how much everything has changed. And maybe they'll go into some story about when they were little playing on the NES or Duck Hunt or something. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. More importantly, I hope everybody is geared up for a great Christmas with your friends and family. Remember the reason for the season. Have a good time. Hopefully you're off work and out of school. I know everyone's out of school, so hopefully you get off work too. That's kind of the kicker there. You hit that magical age of 19 and some stuff just hits the fan. So nonetheless, lots of good times here, and hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas. For myself, the Amiibo, the cool Christmas ornaments, and of course the diabolical snow globe that will burn your house down. Thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you back here for more action from